A question that might change how some people think about their security budget. What if the money you're spending on cybersecurity is not just protecting you from losses, but actually helping you win new businesses? We know most organizations view cybersecurity as a necessary expense, something you have to spend money on like insurance or compliance. But forward-thinking companies have discovered something different. They've found ways to transform security from a cost center into a genuine source of competitive advantage. The difference between security leaders and security laggards often comes down to a single mindset shift. Do you treat security investments as overhead to be minimized or as business enablers to be leveraged? Thinking about that distinction, when security is overhead, every dollar spent is a dollar that could have gone to product development, marketing, or hiring. Security teams are constantly justifying their existence, defending their budgets, and apologizing for slowing things down. But when security is a business enabler, the conversation changes completely. Security becomes something that opens doors rather than closes them. It becomes a capability that sales teams can sell, that partnership teams can leverage, and that executive teams can use to enter new markets. The organizations making this shift are not spending less on security, many are spending more, as you would imagine, but they're getting something beyond risk reduction for their investment. They're getting competitive advantage. Let's go through 4 specific ways that strong security postures create business value beyond simply avoiding breaches. It opens doors to new markets. Many industries and geographies have security requirements that serve as de facto barriers to entry. Government contracting, healthcare, financial services, and defense all have stringent security requirements. Companies that have already invested in meeting these standards can pursue opportunities that competitors simply cannot. Your security certification becomes your ticket to markets others cannot enter. Next, it accelerates sales cycles. In B2B sales, security due diligence has become a standard part of the procurement process. If your security documentation is thorough, your certifications are current, and your practices are mature, move through that process quickly. If not, deals stall while procurement waits for answers, requests additional reviews, or simply moves to a competitor who can demonstrate readiness. It strengthens customer relationships. Peter Drucker wrote in his book, Post-Capitalist Society, that knowledge has become the key economic resource and the dominant, and perhaps even the only, source of competitive advantage. In cybersecurity, that knowledge is not just technical expertise, it's the demonstrated knowledge of how to protect what matters most to your customers, their data, their operations, and their trust. When you can show customers you possess this knowledge through certifications, mature processes, and incident-free track records, building confidence that transcends any single transaction. That confidence translates into longer relationships, larger contracts, and more referrals. It also creates barriers to entry that competitors struggle to match. Building a mature security program takes years. It requires sustained investment, organizational commitment, and institutional knowledge that cannot be acquired overnight. When you've made that investment and your competitors have not, you have an advantage they can't quickly replicate. In crowded markets where products and prices are similar, security maturity can be the differentiator that tips decisions in your favor. Now, organizations are already using security excellence as a competitive weapon every day. Consider cloud service providers. The ones winning enterprise contracts are not necessarily the ones with the best technology or the lowest prices. They're the ones with the SOC 2 Type 2 reports, the ISO 27001 certifications, and the ability to demonstrate exactly how they'll protect customer data. Their security investments directly enable revenue their less mature competitors cannot access. Think about healthcare technology companies. The ability to demonstrate HIPAA compliance isn't just a legal requirement, it's a sales enabler. Companies that have invested in building compliant systems can sell to hospitals and insurers. Companies that haven't are locked out of the market entirely. Or consider the financial technology sector. Startups that achieve SOC 2 certification early can partner with banks and payment processors. Those that delay are limited to smaller, less regulated customers until they make the investment. The security investment isn't just protection, it's market access. In each of these cases, security investment didn't just reduce risk, it created revenue opportunities that wouldn't otherwise exist. You want to think about how to identify where security investments could drive revenue or reduce friction in your business. Start by asking your sales team what security questions come up repeatedly in deals. Where do prospects express concern? What certifications or capabilities do they ask about that you cannot currently demonstrate? These are signals pointing toward investments that could accelerate revenue. Look at the markets you'd like to enter but currently cannot. What are the security barriers? What would it take to clear them? Calculate not just the cost of investment, but the revenue opportunity on the other side. Examine your customer relationships. Where are you losing business to competitors with stronger security postures? Where are you winning business because of yours? Understanding both sides helps you see security's impact on your competitive position. And talk to your partners and vendors. Security requirements flow through supply chains. Understanding what your business partners need and what their customers need from them can reveal opportunities to strengthen relationships through security investments. The goal of this lesson is to change the discussion around security investments. Instead of cost justification, we need to spend this money to avoid breaches, shift to opportunity capture. This investment will allow us to pursue contracts we cannot currently win. Instead of security is slowing us down, reframe to security is opening doors. Instead of defending the security budget as a necessary evil, position it as a strategic investment in competitive capability. So this is not a spin. It's recognition that in today's business environment, security has become a differentiator. The organizations that recognize this and invest accordingly will outcompete those still treating security as pure overhead. So at this point, we're thinking about competitive advantages that might be hiding in your security program and identifying that you should be ready to reframe security conversations from cost justification to opportunity capture. In the next lesson, we're going to go deeper into the hidden costs of security failures, not just the breach costs that make headlines, but the operational drag, more on the lost opportunities and strategic constraints that affect organizations every day. The downloadable resource for this lesson is a cost-to-value language translator that will help you reframe security investments in business value terms.